John Bowman, who seems to be on the sidelines. We're not sure yet what the reason is. Okay, the give-off is to Maloney on the George Phillips, 5'8", 175-pound junior fullback, wears number 39, and he picks up the first down for the Oliver Ames Tigers.
Maggott, Warner, and Goldman had to make the tackle deep in the backfield. As the Eagles are going to have to tighten up that line.
There's excitement in the air here at Tiger Stadium, the home of the Oliver Ames Tigers. Sharon versus OA in Division III Hockomock League football. It's Thanksgiving. Throw out the record books. Anybody can win this football game. Okay, again, play action fake. Penny fades back, looks downfield, and Cox pulls the trigger, fires, and it's an incompleted pass in and out of the hands of Chris Ryan, 6'1", 200-pound tight end. Oliver Ames' lone returning starter.
You can see that the Eagles are using double coverage on Ryan. They know that he's the prime receiver for the Tigers, and both Warner and Jeff Goldman were covering Ryan and did a good job on it.
In the defensive secondary for the Eagles, we have Fitzhenry, Goldman, McMullen, and also Darren Warner. Okay, again, it's the I formation, second down situation. One man set to the right. There's a pitch out to Maloney. He rolls to the far side, changes direction, and finally gets tripped up. He probably picked up about 1 yard. He falls down into Sharon Real Estate as he got knocked down at midfield and fell into Sharon Real Estate.
Yeah, Brad Fitzhenry again coming up very quickly along with Mark Gilman to make the tackle on his play. Mark Gilman is a sophomore linebacker who was not a star at the beginning of the season, but he's an outstanding athlete, and he's worked his way in the starting position. He's been a very important player for the Sharon Eagles.
Third down situation, there's a fake in the backfield, and the quarterback, Penny, decides to keep it, and he's thrown for loss.
Song Parkin on the tackle on that as he quickly penetrated.
Also over there to help out Phil was number 77, Adam Daner. He's been doing it all year, and also sophomore Mark Gilman. So Oliver Ames forced into a punting situation. Doing the punting for Oliver Ames will be number 59, Jim McNara, and he'll be punting from his own 40-yard line. He gets a wobbly kick downfield, picked up by Fitzhenry, and Fitzhenry rolls to the far side, knocked out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. Give credit to Dennis Quinn on the tackle. That was Fitzhenry on the carry and Dennis Quinn on the tackle.
And there's a Tiger player injured on the play. The referee's called timeout for the injury.
With timeouts down on the field, let's take a look, if we may, at some of the other key Thanksgiving football games that are taking place, Bill. In the Hockomock League, that's Division III football. We have Foxborough taking on Mansfield. Foxborough 8-1, Mansfield High School 3-6. All these games kicked off at 10 o'clock. The Canton Bulldogs taking on Stoughton High School. Canton 5-3-1, and Stoughton Black Knights are 3-8. That game taking place over at Stoughton. And also in the Hockomock League, the Franklin High Panthers will be hosted by the King Philip Warriors of Rentham. In the Division I Bay State League, the Norwood Mustangs will be taking on the Dedham Marauders. The Walpole Rebels, seeded number 3 in Division I football, they will be hosting the Framingham North squad. And Natick High School taking on Framingham South.
The matchup of interest to the Eagles is the one between Foxborough and Mansfield. The Eagles are hoping for an upset by Mansfield, but it's not very likely because of the large number of injuries that Mansfield has sustained and because of the strength of the Foxborough team. Paul Luisi for the Tigers is walking off the field. He appears to be all right, shaken up a little bit.
Paul Luisi being assisted by one of the EMTs over here in Easton. The Oliver Ames Tigers right now, here in the first quarter with 1:09 remaining, out in front of the 8-1 Eagles by a score of 6-0. Again, it's the I formation. Quirk, the signal caller, and he gives off to his tailback, who gets smashed at about the line of scrimmage, and maybe there's a possible loss on that play.
Dana Sullivan in on that tackle, awful hard hit.
It looks like McMullen, number 33, carries. We're going to call the second.
The Olive Ames Tigers dressed in the orange and black with the orange helmet. And the Sharon Eagles dressed in the maroon and gold with the white jersey and the maroon helmet, enjoying one of their finest seasons ever. Right now, they're 8-1, looking for victory number 9. And there's Son Park on the carry. As Park gets across the 20-yard line, up to about the 24-yard line.
Now, Mike Darling in on a tackle for the Tigers on that play.
So the Eagles have a lot of depth. They have players like Sharon Park, certainly Bruce Maggott, McMullen. They have a chance to put a lot of different players. Eric Newman in and out of the lineup in the backfield.
The Tigers have good size on their defense. Mike Darling, who just made the tackle, is 6'2" and 205 pounds. And that's the end of the first quarter.
So with the end of the first quarter here at Tiger Stadium, Olive Ames 6, the Sharon Eagles nothing. We'll be right back with more second quarter football action here on Thanksgiving. But first, this public service announcement.
McGruff, the crime dog here. Tony thinks he's going to walk home alone. Tony is wrong.
Tony! What are you doing? Walking off by yourself.
Good thing it was his friends, because teenagers are the victims of over 2,000 violent crimes by strangers every day. You can help stop it. Learn to protect yourself and your friends. Find out more. Write to McGruff, the crime dog, and help take a fight out of crime.
On April 26th, unidentified aircraft approached American airspace. Captain William Wiley, on 2-week training with the Air National Guard, was one of the first to act. But his employer had no idea he'd be responding to a possible enemy threat.
Bill, this is our hottest selling season, and you're going where? To the National Guard?
Target heading 270.
The National Guard and Reserve is a full 1/3 of our nation's defense.
Bear is turning away from U.S. airspace.
Protect their future while they protect yours.
And right now, the Tigers out in front of the Sharon Eagles by a score of 6-0. Quirk fades back, looks downfield, and throws a completed pass. Let's see whether or not it was enough for a first down as he steps out of bounds. It looked like it was a completed pass to Fitzhenry, number 3.
And that's the Eagles' second first down. During the first quarter, Bruce Maggott carried 3 times for 16 yards for the Eagles, and Chris Maloney picked up 21 yards and 6 carries for the Tigers.
Taking a look at some stats, Neil Quirk, by the way, has thrown for 14 TD passes, 4 PATs. He's completed 58% of his passes for 932 yards. He's had an outstanding year as a senior quarterback. Okay, I formation. Goldman split wide to the near side. Fitzhenry in motion from the near side, far side to the near side. Quirk fades back, looks downfield, fires, completed pass to Goldman. First down, Eagles at about the 46-yard line.
Pass is complete to number 22 for a first down. Goldman at the
Greg Hohenstein in on a tackle for the Tigers.
7-yard line of the Eagles.
So the clock running. Neil Quirk in charge. He's the quarterback. He's been doing it all year. Out of the huddle come the Eagles. Fitzhenry and Goldman set to the far side. Newman the fullback and McMullen the tailback. Haunson tight on the far near side, and McMullen gets the call. He's across midfield. He's into Olive Ames real estate and finally tripped up at about the 44-yard line.
Very close to a first down for the Eagles.
So what a difference we're seeing here in the start of the second quarter.
Matt
Is
Penny
Sharon moving the football.
For a timeout, he is going to take a measurement. Watch the
It
man.
appears that it's inches short, Dave.
Again, John Bowman has not been in the football game since the first couple of plays here. A very key player,
6 inches.
selected as all Hockomock League. as well as 3 other Eagles.
Tiger territory
The
at
quarterback,
44-yard
Neil Quirk,
second down.
also making all Hockomock League, was Stephen Fonts. And certainly we shouldn't forget number 77, Adam Daner. So 4 players make all Hockomock League. And again, that's Dan Quirk, not Neil Quirk. Neil Quirk, the quarterback. And they're now setting up with double wide receivers to the right, 1-man setback. The give, play action fake. No, the give is to Newman on the carry, as he is able to get across the 45 up to about the 42-yard line.
And it is a first down. A good drive by Eric Newman. Is very reliable. Eric doesn't have the size, but he's a very hard-nosed ball player and very reliable. He scored the first touchdown against North Attleboro on a 5-yard run. And in the Canton game, he made 2 key 10-yard first down runs, and he had the Canton coach so frustrated, he kept saying, "Who is that guy? Who is
Twin
that guy?"
backs line up behind the quarterback, Quirk. He fades back. He's being chased and sacked in the backfield. Sacked in the backfield by Mike Bowman.
Mike Bowman.
230-pounder. So Sharon takes a loss on that play as they work with twin backs lined up behind the quarterback, Danny Quirk. And I would like to apologize to Dan Quirk for calling him by the wrong first name.
Second and 19.
During the halftime, we'll be talking to Val Moscato, the athletic director at Oliver Ames High School, along with Dudley Davenport and Lou Kafka, the president of the Boosters Club, co-president. Twin backs line up behind the quarterback. Dan Quirk fades back, looks downfield, fires a completed pass to Fitzhenry. A good second effort. He's at the 30 and finally knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Excellent job. It appears there's a flag on the play. Excellent job, yes. And the referee is pointing at a Tiger player. We'll see what the penalty is on the play. And it's a face mask.
It's against Oliver Ames. A good break for the Sharon Eagles, and there's no doubt about it. Fitzhenry, a good effort. Brad Fitzhenry of Billing Street in Sharon does the job for the Eagles. First down, Sharon.
Brad's in at wide receiver, replacing John Bowman, and you can see the skills that Brad has, not only on defense, but he's an excellent receiver. Great speed, great hands.
We'd like to thank our cable crew, the director, Jim Aries, for an outstanding job in putting this telecast together. The technical director, Michelle Willens. Handling the audio today is Mark Lindy. The production crew, David Andrews, Greg Hammond, Craig Jacobs, his dad, Dave Jacobs, Greg Lindy, Rick Norton, and Eric Peterson. We thank them very much for their help and support in helping to put this telecast together.
Dave, did you notice in that last shot of the huddle, you see John Bowman? He's got a bandage wrapped around his right thigh. So it appears that he sustained possibly a hamstring injury that's keeping him out of the game.
Well, that's a shame because he's had an outstanding year.
He's over the sidelines. You can tell that he's really nervous and wants to get in the game, and I'm sure that John is heartbroken at not being able to play today.
A good football play. He's going to do well in college. Okay, it's a first down situation. The officials have marked the football.
I believe it's around the 13-yard line, Dave.
And the Eagles now taking over. Newman, the fullback, and it looks like Maggot in the backfield. He gets the call from Quirk, and no, I don't think he was even able to get to the line of scrimmage on that, Jerry.
He slipped on that play, Dave, and Mike Darling came in and sacked him short of the line of scrimmage.
Dan Quirk on the sidelines right now, huddling with Coach Bruce Ullman.
Ball at the 15-yard line.
McMullen in the lineup now, replacing Bruce Maggot of Sharon. 52 monster defense put up by Oliver Ames. Out of the huddle come the Eagles. It's the I formation. 2 men set to the far side. Play action fake to give to McMullen. He rolls to the left. He's at the 10-yard line. He's at the 9, the 8, the 5, and finally knocked down. First down, Sharon.
About a yard short of the touchdown. Nice run by John.
8:58 remaining here in the second quarter. Sharon trails Oliver Ames 6-0. This is a must-win.
Dave, there are sections of the field that do have good footing. You notice that out in the middle of the field, it's quite soggy. But over along the sidelines, there are certain spots where the footing is good, and hopefully the Eagles are down in that territory.
Okay, Fitzhenry, set to the right. I formation. Goldman, the split in on the left. McMullen gets the call, gets to the line of scrimmage, and gang tackled by the Oliver Ames defense.
In the previous 2 years, the Tigers had a considerable size advantage over the Eagles. That's not the case this year. The teams are pretty evenly matched, and of course, Bruce Allman, stressing weightlifting, the strength of his players allows them to be very competitive with
Second down situation now. Out of the huddle come the Eagles. 8:13 remaining. Sharon trails Oliver Ames 6-0. I formation. Dan Quirk, the signal caller. Goldman split wide to the right. A pitch out to McMullen. He rolls to the near side. And finally, flipped into the end zone. Touchdown, McMullen. The Sharon Eagles get into the end zone for the touchdown. A pitch out from Quirk to McMullen for the Sharon touchdown. We now have a 6-6 ball game with exactly 8 minutes remaining until the end of the first half.
Dave, John McMullen showed his strength on that play and the benefits of the weightlifting. Chris Maloney hit him right at the goal line, and John drove him right in. And,
Neil Feldman now will kick the extra point. Jeff Coleman will hold, and snapping the football will be JoJo Peckham. There's the snap, the hold, the boot, and it's blocked. So we have a tie ball game, 6-6. Give credit to number 51. Number 51 blocked that. Rich Lasordo. Number 51. It looked like Lasordo that blocked that extra point. I'm going to give the credit to number 51, Lasordo, on that block kick.
Right.
Lasordo, number 51, blocked that punt. Number 5-1. So we'll find out definitely whether it was Lasordo or Lafano, but I thought I saw number 51 getting up, and I saw the players running over to pat him on the back. So we'll find out what the story is on that. So Sharon will kick off. The score is all tied 6-6. It's very difficult to estimate how many people are actually here, but the Oliver Ames and Sharon sides are both filled. People are still piling in, and we have the emergency medical team here just in case. A good crowd on hand, and it's Turkey Day, Thursday, November 27th, and the Eagles will be kicking off.
Feldman has done a good job for the Eagles this year, Dave. He's consistently down around the 10-yard line on his kickoff, and it's been very important for the Eagles.
So Maloney back deep to receive the football. There's a wobbly kick downfield.
I think I
finally
Dave.
picked up by Dave Schofield, it looks like, and he finally gets tripped up at about the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Correction, 1st and 10 for the Oliver Ames Tigers.
Right. I should have kept my mouth quiet on that. I think I get Neil on that. I think probably the footing had something to do with that short kick. However, the Oliver Ames team is only on their 27-yard line, so...
Again, I say, Phil, you got to throw out the record books on Thanksgiving because anybody can beat anybody. These boys are definitely up, regardless of whether you're from Sharon or Oliver Ames. This is a rivalry. This is the 17th contest between both these teams.
That's true,
Okay, there's a pitch out to Maloney again, who tries to roll to the near side, change direction.
John McMullen on the tackle.
Give credit to number 64, Jeff Kane, and also in there, Adam Dana. Adam selected his All-Hockomock League, along with John Bowman. Stephen Font was selected as All-Hockomock, only a junior. And also the quarterback, Danny Quirk.
Jeff Kane, number 64. Sharon's right. Oh, there's a mix-up on the play.
A loose ball on the play. And let's find out whether or not... Oliver Ames is able to fall on that football. Yes, the Tigers do pick up their own football as quarterback Matt Penny falls on the football. It'll now be a 3rd down situation for the Tigers. We're at Tiger Stadium, a well-groomed field, a beautiful broadcasting booth. We'd like to thank the school officials here at Oliver Ames for their cooperation and giving us an opportunity to televise this exciting Turkey Day football game. Penny fades back, looks downfield, and throws a completed pass to Ryan. It's a completed pass to tight end Ryan as they get into Sharon Eagle territory.
Right,
Ball at
again.
about the 45-yard line with 6:38 remaining.
Right. Warner and Goldman, again, in on the coverage of Ryan. Warner was able to get in front of him, get his hand on the ball, but Ryan held on to it for the completion. A good job, and you can see why Ryan is an all-league player.
Sharon right now, Phil, is looking to complete its finest season and gain a share of its first Hockomock League title ever. They're 8-1. They've lost only to North Attleboro and have since rattled off 6 straight victories. Okay, first down situation. The call goes to Maloney on the carry. And let's see who gets up from the pile. We'll give him credit for the tackle.
Yeah, Jeff Kane is hurt, right defensive end for the Eagles, and has got to go out on the play.
Give credit to Mark Gilman and Stephen Fonts for getting in on the tackle. So Kane hobbles out, and in comes Charlie McNear, number 62. Charlie fills in an offense for DeLuca, also injured for the Sharon Eagles.
It's unfortunate. Jeff Kane is just an outstanding ball player, and he's been hobbled with injury, the shoulder injury, and it appears his leg is bothering now as the Tigers call a timeout. Jeff has great speed at the defensive end position, and he'll be a big loss to the Eagles in the game.
Sold at the gate by the Gridiron Club. Here's the number now.
So down on the field right now, we have the Eagles huddling with Coach Bruce Allman and the Oliver Ames Tigers on their side of the field, and they're huddling with Coach Jim Mitchell. The game is all tied up, 6-6, and we have exactly 6:01 remaining on the clock.
Dave, Coach Allman likes to keep his players low-key. A lot of teams, you'll notice before the game, they're fired up and everything. Bruce Allman likes to keep the players low-key. He wants them to wait until the whistle blows before they start using their energy. When the Eagles played Canton and Foxborough, before the game began, they were yelling and screaming and banging each other around. And the Eagles watched them calmly and then walked onto the field, and when the whistle blew, they knocked their socks off. Sharon totally dominated both teams from the line of scrimmage. So this is another asset that Coach Allman has in keeping his players on an even keel.
Second down situation. Oliver Ames has the football, and there's a southpaw throwing a pass, almost intercepted by Jeff Goldman.
Number 37, Chris Ryan.
Right. It appears that this may have been a play install for the game by Coach Jim Messel. George Phillips does not ordinarily pass to the Tigers, and
Okay, it's a third down situation. The Eagles digging in on defense. And Oliver Ames now lines up over the football. Twin backs line up behind the quarterback. And that's Penny. Okay, pitches in the backfield to Maloney, and he's thrown for loss on the play.
nice play
and
by
that was Adam Dana.
Yes, nice play. Excellent coverage. As Dana waited, it appears that Song Park went in and rushed Penny, and Dana was right in position to stack him up for the loss on that shovel pass. And the Tigers will have to punt again, Dave.
Adam Dana just showed why he's all Hockomock League on defense. Okay, out of the huddle come the Tigers. They'll be punting now.
Maggot and Bradford Henry back for the Eagles.
There's the snap, and the punter will be punting from his own 35-yard line. He kicks to the far side. It takes an Oliver Ames roll and finally lands at about the 23, 24-yard line. First and 10 now for the Eagles with 5:09 remaining.
Talking about the Eagles Super Bowl chances this year, even though the Eagles record is good enough to qualify for the bowl, they're far away in the Globes and Herald's point standings to qualify. And the reason is that a timeout called by the Tigers. The reason is that a team receives points for the strength of their opponents as well as their own record. It's unfortunate that Sharon's non-league opponents, Millis and Duxbury, who've had a very good records in past years, have very poor records this year. I think the point standing method is a very good one and a very fair one, and it's quite unique. But it's just the luck of the draw that Millis and Duxbury have poor records this year, and unfortunate for the Eagles.
Taking a look at Division III, when you talk about Super Bowl, I guess Sharon does not have the numbers. The defending champion Lincoln Sudbury, they have a record of 9 wins and no losses, 23 in a row by the way, Phil. And it looks like if they beat Newton South, they'll get the #1 seat. Linfield 8-1 has the edge for second spot over Foxborough. Foxborough must beat Mansfield. That has an awful lot to do with how the teams that you beat, how they did during the season.
Right.
But Sharon definitely, even if they were undefeated, might have had a problem getting that Super Bowl seat for the simple reason that they played 2 Division IV teams in their non-league encounters. Right. When they shut out Duxbury and they shut out Millis, both those teams are Division IV.
Right.
Okay, the Eagles have the football. Again, it's the I formation, a pitch out to McMullen. McMullen rolls to the near side. He's being chased. And finally tripped up as he gets inside the 30-yard, gets over the 30-yard line. Give credit to Chris Ryan, the tight end. He plays both ways for the Tigers, a good football player.
Another disappointment to the Eagles is the fact that they so dominated Foxborough. 35-9, the Eagles beat Foxborough, and yet Foxborough is significantly ahead of the Eagles in a point standing.
There's no doubt in my mind we have a few thousand people here to watch this football game. Dave Clifton and Phil Warner, we're having a lot of fun bringing you play-by-play and color of high school football action. Yes, it's Division III Hockomock League football. We'd like to thank all the volunteers that give their time for Cable 8. And we thank also the volunteers that are providing us with the help and support here from Continental Cable 2 here in Easton.
Maggott on the carry on that last play was stopped by Mike Bowman, another one of the Tigers' large defensive linemen.
Okay, Fitzhenry in motion to the far side. Play action fake. Danny Quirk pitches out to McMullen. McMullen rolls right, and he finally gets tripped up.
Just short of the first down, very close.
We'll have to keep our eye on the gentleman with the white hat.
They may end up calling the measuring team out, but maybe they won't. 3:40 remaining here in the second quarter. This football telecast a production of Sharon Community TV in conjunction with Easton Cable. And it's obvious that this football game is going to go down to the wire. Oliver Ames, by the way, even though they have a record of 5 wins and 4 losses, Phil, they've been in every ball game except that Canton game, when Oliver Ames lost by a score of 42-20. The only loss, however, that Sharon has was against North Attleboro, a team that Oliver Ames beat.
Right. And that was a real heartbreaker for the Eagles.
And the Tigers are deadlocked by a score of 6-6.
You can hear in the background the score being repeated by the voice of the Oliver Ames Tigers here at Tiger Stadium. And Sharon now forced into a punting situation. Number 22, Jeff Goldman. He gets a wobbly kick downfield and finally picked up by number 31, Phillips. And
Brad Fitzhenry in on a stop for the Eagles on that, Dave.
He's been playing
job.
a Super Bowl game.
Outstanding speed and getting downfield. Very important in a special teams play to get down in the coverage.
This football is seesawed back and forth, up and down the field. The score at 6-6. Sharon's attempt to kick the extra point was blocked. And Oliver Ames attempted to go in for a 2-point conversion on a pass play that was incomplete. So the score remains at 6-6.
3:16 left.
Is anybody's ball game, as Phil just mentioned. Okay, the call once again goes to, guess who, Maloney. Coming into this ball game, he's picked up 875 yards.
That's the first time that they've run a counter play today. Mark Gilman right in there from the linebacker position. He stopped Maloney. This counter play is used very seldom during the game, but when you feel the players are penetrating too quickly, you can run the counter play to keep them honest, and Mark Gilman diagnosed that play, came over, and made the tackle.
Phil, you mentioned to me before we went on the air about Sharon, before a ball game starts, they like to have a quiet atmosphere, led by Coach Bruce Allman.
Right.
Is that something that I guess most teams like to come out all fired up, but the Sharon Eagles, I think head coach Bruce Allman likes to settle his team down and
Well, if you expend all your energy before the game, quite often when you come out in the field and somebody who's been conserving their energy gives you a pop right off, lots of times the first hit of the game sets the tone for the game. And you want to establish yourself and make sure that at the beginning of the game that the other team knows that you're in there to hit and hit all day. And this is why Coach Allman likes to keep his players with their mind on the game and not to be giving up all their energy and acting in a random and a haphazard method. He wants them concentrating on what they're going to be doing, thinking about what they're going to be doing. And I see Jeff Kane is back in the game hobbling from the right end position.
You can also see a great crowd here at Tiger Stadium. Oliver Ames, by the way, won this ball game last year by a score of 36-0. Another reason why Sharon would like to come back and beat them. Okay, that was an attempted pass for Ryan from Penny, but it's called an incompleted pass. And again, Oliver Ames will go into a punting situation.
Right. Mark Gilman in on the coverage on that play, Dave, and Mark also made the tackle on the previous play, on the third down play. So Mark is another player who's always around the ball.
Again, that score last year, Oliver Ames defeated Sharon 36-0, and they also shut him out the year before that, in '84.
Yeah, I think it was 56-14, and it was quite a slaughter.
Picked up by Fitzhenry as he rolls to the far side. And he's still on his feet, a good second effort, and finally dumped out of bounds at the 45-yard line. First and 10 now for the Eagles with 2:17 remaining here in the second quarter.
Nice job by Brad again.
6-yard line.
This is Division III Hockomock League football, a league that certainly, if you talk about balance, Bill, you take a look at the standings in the Hockomock League, and you see 4 teams right up there.
Right. And there's a lot of strength in the lower teams in the league. They have a lot of junior players, like Franklin is almost all juniors. I think the Hockomock League is going to even be stronger next year. They have some excellent ball players.
Okay, Quirk fades back. Also pass, and it's intercepted by Ryan.
Adam Daner was down on the field on that play, Dave. He appears to be shaken up a little bit.
The preliminary indication is the penalty will be against Oliver Ames.
It's a clip.
And that'll mark 15 yards back against Oliver Ames. It's certainly a good break for Oliver Ames to intercept the pass, but a good break for Sharon that the penalty was 15 yards against OA, because we have 2:06 remaining here in the second quarter. The Tigers have the football. The Eagles now go back on defense.
And you can expect Mac Penny to crank up his arm now with only 2:06 left. He'd like to get the touchdown before the halftime period.
One man set to the right. It's the I formation. Phillips and Maloney in the backfield. Play action fake. Penny fades back, looks downfield. Attempted pass to Phillips, but it's incomplete. Over there for Sharon was Gilman. I see also Steve Ponce over there.
Right.
Second down.
So the official now will place the football right at midfield, called the 49.5-yard line. As you can see, Sharon's defense lining up. 2:01 remaining. It's all tied 6-6. Second down situation, 10 yards to go for the first down. We're in the second quarter, and there's excitement in the air here on Thanksgiving. And by the way, we wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving in both Sharon and Easton. I formation. Maloney spread wide to the far side. There's a pass downfield to Orion. Completed pass, and he gets dumped out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
It'll be a first down for the Tigers.
Fitzhenry and Gilman in on the tackle. Also over there to help out, if needed, was Jeff Goldman.
55 seconds on the clock.
So right now, Oliver Ames